Hey guys, welcome back to PGNet, Parker Gaming Network, the only gaming channel ever. I'm your host, Parker Ryan, and today I'll be talking about how the Mario Party series really needs a refresher in the whole fun course. I've been hanging with my sister a lot lately, and we have a tradition to play Mario Party, like our favorite multiplayer game ever, every night. It's a huge blast and hours of fun, but even though I own a Switch, we won't get it on there. You know why? Because it's not fun, and Nintendo stopped caring about the franchise. This is what we're talking about today. Mario Party is a staple of any household, but recently the games have gone downhill to an extreme. For today's video, you'll have a mix of Mario Party 7 gameplay, which is the one I have on the GameCube, as well as Super Mario Party, the Switch game. This will show the huge difference in both fun and gameplay. Like my Sonic video before, this video will be split up into 5 parts. Part 1, the Party Rise, Part 2, Mario Party 7, Part 3, the Downfall, Part 4, Super Mario Party, and Part 5, Conclusion. It sounds daunting, but I promise it's not. Part 1, the Rise of the Party. Mario Party was a blast right out of the gate. Hell, the trilogy on the N64 are still in the top 25 bestsellers for the console. Mario Party hit the ground running in a fun, new take on board games. Mario Party set out to give a fun experience like no other party game has, and you can tell by its sales that the series has certainly done so. With each passing title, a new generation is introduced to these games. There have been 24 Mario Party games as a whole, 11 on console, 6 on handheld, and 7 arcade titles, all drawing in huge audiences. Mario Party just seemed to keep growing with no sign of stopping, with each game having big success. People even started having huge discussions arguing whether their game was the best in the franchise. Generally, the person's favorite was the one that they had as a child, but even then, it was a new, fun, great game for every person. The wacky dice rolling and hectic nature of the game was a huge draw for people. The games each came out looking better than the last, improving on many aspects of the last. But that all peaked with the best Mario in the series, Mario Party 7. That was the game I had through childhood, but I also had most of the handheld games, and I've played most of the other console games for a while. Mario Party 7 is the culmination of what Mario Party had grown to be. Very large and stylized boards to run around in, each coming with a new fun gimmick. The Grand Canal is the basic no-holds-barred original Mario Party board. It's very basic with no gimmicks. Neon Heights, the first dynamic board in the game, going around a futuristic movie studio in space. The goal is to get the treasure chest floating in random spaces along the board, but each chest could hold something that takes your stars away. It's really cool and really dynamic. Pagoda Peak is the board my sister and I play all the time. It's an Asian-inspired board with the goal being to make it to the end with at least an incremental coins between 10 and 40. Pyramid Park is an Egyptian-style board where you go in large circles and try to get a star, similar to Grand Central. However, the big difference here is that you can use chain chomps from around the board to chase down another player and steal their star. Windmillville is the 4th board in the big circle. Windmillville is the 4th board and is a big circle with a bunch of branching paths. The goal here is to rent a bunch of windmills that each hold a designated number of stars. The final board is Bowser's Enchanted Inferno, where your goal is to once again make it to the star. But every turn or so, Bowser will destroy part of the map, including the section with the star, so it's always a mad dash to get to the star as fast as possible, because you don't want to be stuck on a platform being destroyed. As you can see, each track gets progressively more dynamic, and strides further from the base formula of Mario Party, while still building upon it. There's also a minigame mode where you face off in many different minigames to get closer to the center of an iceberg that shoots you into the sky to reveal that it's a giant penguin ice sculpture. The game oozes creativity. Every move you make has something special to it, and the minigames are all super fun. The game also houses the largest lineup of minigames, with 88, most of which are very fun. I asked my sister and another friend for their top favorites, and I completely agree with them. Track and Yield, where you run on a treadmill and have to jump over hurdles, sometimes electric. Fun Run, a basic platforming minigame where you have to get to the goal, similar to Crash Bandicoot. Grin and Bar It, a jump rope timing game. Camp Ookie Ookie, a platforming minigame where you have to run in a 3D platforming space again. And finally, Gimme a Break, a timing and terrain-based game where you stop as close as possible to the ledge without falling over. Honorable mention goes to Unhappy Trails, where you follow a path with a key and bring back a gem. These mini-games, along with the huge list of game modes and boards, shows how this specific Mario Party game is the most creative and fun, topping the series off before a huge, steep decline starting with the 8th game in the series, as well as the downfall of Mario Party as a whole. Mario Party attempted to continue the trend of fixing problems, but 8 went too deep into the console identity using a lot of waggle tech, or motion controls, which pulled the game way down in fun and replayability. People were getting sick of the basic Mario Party at this point, and with the 8th game being very basic, Nintendo tried to innovate and essentially pushed their games to the bottom of the bargain bins with the 9th game. Trying to do something new, Nintendo stripped down Mario Party to its most basic and child-friendly elements with super easy minigames and very simple tracks that went in an almost straight line. The worst offender, though, was how Nintendo put everyone in this one car traveling together while still fighting to be apart. Every other element in the game opposes the one-cart mentality, but they tried it anyway. The game was a big failure for Nintendo and pushed back Mario Party development. Up until the 8th game, a new Mario Party basically came out every year, with 3 on each console, but that all stopped when 9 flopped. Selling less than a third of what Mario Party 8 did, which was already less than the last game, Mario Party DS, a handheld, the series was failing, and Nintendo decided to strictly listen to their fans for the next game. Psych! They released Mario Party 10 2 years after Mario Party 9 on the Wii U. The game, although being the only Mario Party on the Wii U, failed even for that console's standards. Selling less than Mario Party 9 did somehow, it was evident that the games had lost their luster, and the love required for them to sell well. There was a long break after the Wii U, at least in terms of console games. The DS got a few, but I'll probably do another video on those at some point later. There was a 3-year difference this time, with Super Mario Party being announced as the return to Mario Party, if you will. Super Mario Party is the newest game in the series at the time of recording. The once-loved series seemed like it was returning, but this didn't turn out to be true. Super may be the best-selling Mario Party game, but that's just because of the way it was marketed and how it's on Nintendo's best-selling console. It's the same thing that happened with Pokemon Sword and Shield. People can't play the game and see how they like it before buying. Nintendo markets the game as a return to form for Mario Party, but in reality the game is a baby's first Mario Party in a way. Sure, the graphics are pretty, but in almost every case, the game looks and feels cheaper than anything else that came before it. There's basically only the main party mode, and the game has their air of rush to it. Everything down to the models look like it was rushed. There are less boards than in Mario Party 7 and in every other Mario Party game. There are only 4. Think about that for a moment. A decade of improvement to gaming and animation as a whole, and the franchise has less content than a decade-old game. Super Mario Party plays just like 7, but with physics that just don't feel like they should. Jumping and movement is just off enough to feel wrong, but don't get me wrong, 7 still has that issue sometimes as well. It's just a huge amount more noticeable on the Switch game. The first board is Womp's Domino Ruin, which is a small square made of blocks with no real depth, similar to how the rest of the boards feel. It's very small, and like all games before, your goal is to get the star randomly placed on the board. This gets extremely repetitive because in every board in Super Mario Party, your one and only goal is to get to the star. Mario Party 7 does prioritize this, but there's a lot more weight put on winning minigames and collecting coins and everything else in the game. Basically, there is a lot more depth in every game that came before. The second board is King Bob-omb's Powder Keg Mine, followed by Mega Fruit Paradise, and finally Kamek's Tantalizing Tower. The boards are so boring and unoriginal that I don't have segments explaining each one. Powder Keg, you just get a bomb friend, which does almost nothing. Mega Fruit is just a normal game, but you're standing on fruit. And finally, Kamek's is just gold. It's just a gold board. It's super unoriginal, and like mentioned before, literally everything is just made out of blocks, placeable squares, which is one of the laziest things you can do in a video game. This means that you had a level editor that easily places things together. It also means there's no excuse for there only being 4 tracks because you could just build more. It's very similar to how Super Mario Maker feels, where you place blocks to build the course. The game just oozes laziness, even down to the minigames, which are forgettable at best. And the other mode, Ally Party, where you just play normal Mario Party, but you get an ally and they have a different dice block. There's also a treasure hunt mode, but there's basically no difference from that to the base party game, so I feel no need to go in depth with it. Around every pixel is another part of a game that was rushed. Minimal content, minimal creativity, minimal worth. $60 for a full-priced game that just isn't fun in my opinion. Nintendo really should just remake the last prominently good Mario Party game and continue from there as if the others never existed. Mario Party 7 was really amazing, fun, creative, and diverse, even to the point that I play with my sister 15 some odd years later. Nintendo just lost their passion for the series, and as a whole, lost the effort. They need to try again, put the effort needed into the series so that it can sell well. If you get a chance, definitely go back and play Mario Party 7 on the GameCube. See, the gem that this series used to be to me. Hopefully we see Nintendo try in the next installment of the series, but for now we can really only hope that they'll live up to the majesty that was Mario Party 7. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this week's video. I love the Mario Party series, and I just want it to do as well as it could. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Parker Ryan, and this has been PGNet, Parker Gaming Network. I hope you liked the video, and don't forget, guys, to keep it frosty.